Virginia, spring 1865. In farmhouses across the South, families opened trunks stuffed with carefully saved banknotes, wages, harvest money, a life's prudence, and confront a new arithmetic. Every note is worth exactly nothing. Not devalued, not discounted, nothing. Because this money carried a condition printed right on its face. It was redeemable, 2 years. AFTER, a peace treaty between the Confederacy and the United States. There would be no such treaty. There would be no such country. Every Confederate dollar was quite literally a betting slip on victory, and at Appomattox the bet came due. This is the graybacks, the purest experiment ever run on the question this whole channel orbits. What is money actually backed by? The Confederacy seceded rich in confidence and poor in everything money needs. Almost no gold. The mint reserves seized at secession were a rounding error. No real tax system, a government founded on resisting central power, found its citizens felt the same way about Richmond's collectors. And its great economic weapon misfired spectacularly. Believing King Cotton would force Europe to intervene, the South withheld its own cotton exports, just as the Union blockade sealed the ports anyway. The one crop that could have bought guns and credits sat bailed on the docks, hostage to a diplomatic theory that left one funding source. And by now, 28 episodes in, you can recite it with me, the printing press. Over 60% of the war would be paid for with paper promises. Look closely at a grayback and you find this series' most honest currency. Honest because its gamble was printed on its face. 2 years after the ratification of a treaty of peace. No gold clause, no land backing like the assignats, just victory as collateral. And the system's chaos matched its premise. The Treasury couldn't print fast enough, so notes were signed by hand, clerks by the 100 signing sheets all day. States, cities, railroads, and shopkeepers issued their own scraps, shin plasters. Counterfeiting became almost legal comedy. Northern printers ran off superior fakes, and one Philadelphia stationer sold them openly as mementos of the rebellion, at a penny each, deliverable south by the trunkload, where they passed as real. When the fake money is better made than the real thing was already fake. The arithmetic arrived on schedule. Prices in the South rose roughly 90-fold over the war, 9,000%, while wages crawled. By 1863, a barrel of flour in Richmond cost more than a soldier earned in months. That spring, hundreds of women, seamstresses, iron workers' wives, soldiers' widows, marched through Richmond's market district in what history calls the bread riot, breaking into shops while the government begged them home. Families fell back on the ancient toolkit you've seen, from Berlin to Harare barter, hoarding, and the bitterest irony, quietly preferring the enemy's money. Union greenbacks, backed by a functioning treasury and a winning army, circulated in the South at a premium over the South's own dollar. The market had called the war years before the generals conceded it. Here's what makes the grayback unique in monetary history. It traded like a live market on the war itself. Good news from the front, Chancellorsville, early victories, and the currency firmed. Gettysburg and Vicksburg fell in the same July week of 1863, and the slide steepened into a dive. Sherman's march registered like a collapsing stock. By early 1865, it took dozens of Confederate dollars to buy one in gold. The discount WA's the battlefield map. And when Lee surrendered at Appomattox in April, the quote hit its final eternal price, 0. Not through panic, through logic. The collateral had surrendered. The afterlife was written into the United States Constitution itself. The 14th Amendment declares Confederate debts illegal and void, the only currency ever repudiated by constitutional amendment. So the notes went to the addicts. Wallpaper, kindling, children's play money, trunks of grandfather's savings too painful to burn. And then the long joke of history. Today, collectors pay real money for graybacks. Rare issues fetch thousands of dollars. A note that promised value after victory finally found value in defeat as a relic. It's the same punchline as Zimbabwe's trillion. Dead money's last job is to be a souvenir of the lesson. The grayback's warning sign is the entire channel in one sentence. Every currency is a share of its issuer's future. The note in your pocket is a prediction whether or not the conditions are printed on it. The Confederate dollar just said the quiet part out loud. So ask of any money, any bond, any promise you hold. What outcome am I actually betting on? And what happens to this paper if that outcome loses? Tomorrow we sail to a Pacific island where the money is a stone wheel, heavier than a car, where one famous coin lies on the ocean floor and still counts, and where, honestly, the system worked better than half the currencies in this series. A new fortune falls here every day. Subscribe.